If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 521. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm the talking head, Chris Selden 007 Selden.
I'm Brian Shadow Emmerich.
Everybody did at least a little bit of a voice today. That was good. Shadow a little less, but you're restrained. But everybody did their voices, and
I'm
we're
saving
back.
it for later.
Yeah,
I'm saving
I got you. I know where you're gonna bust it out. I understand. Yeah, no spoilers.
It's a long
audience,
show.
But yes,
It's a long show.
So we're back. We had a couple weeks off for various shit that was going on in the Nolan household. I know, and we fuck everything up. But we're back now, and how can you complain? So why don't we just
can't.
No, you can't. You absolutely can't. Well, I guess you can send us a voicemail or a message, or hit us up on Twitter or whatever, and yeah, then you can complain. But sometimes we use them, sometimes we don't. So we'll just jump right in the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. And remember, our voicemail will cut you off after a minute, so be short, concise, and to the point. Puzzler 1989 asks, what is your actual show schedule? I know it's Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, but is it every week? D-Smooth always says each and every Monday night, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
It is every Monday night. Every Monday night.
You can go on our YouTube. You can look at the episodes there every Monday if you want to.
Yes, yeah. You can go
Sometimes
through our
they're
back
live.
catalog each and every Monday night.
Sometimes they're not.
Yeah. Sometimes we're here, sometimes we're not. You know, Puzzler, like, okay, like I always try not to offend the audience, but fuck you. Like, this is a free show. Like, if we do a show, it's there. If we don't, we don't. Like, let's just be cool with each other, okay?
I think he's just accusing you of lying, which
Would be the first time.
You do say
I'm
each and
gonna
every Monday night.
I'm going to pull out the old hit line. I'm like, the views of certain hosts aren't representative of all the hosts.
Yeah. So, Puzzler, just be cool. If there's a show, bonus. If there's not, just wait till next week or the week after or the week after. Just
try.
When there is a show, it's awesome. When there's not, there's a reason, and you'll event. Yes,
I mean,
it's almost always my fault. But
sometimes certain hosts can't make it. They're hosts that actually have all the equipment. So.
Yeah, that's Selden's running the shop, so yeah, that's him. It's always his fault. Yeah, he's got all the broadcasting stuff and everything else.
Sometimes people are hiking.
Yeah. It
like
happens.
Generally, if I'm not doing this show on a Monday night, there's that other show that I sometimes sit in.
His cheat on show. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's not even talk about that.
I'm always available on Monday nights.
But Puzzler, like, last episode you had Tiff on, like, that's a rarity. So just enjoy what you get and just be cool, okay? Let's not fight. Let's be friends. Let's not be enemies.
I like that they want to have a show every Monday. That means they like it, so that's good.
I guess that's true.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for the kind question, Puzzler 1989.
Branch Commander.
Oh, Branch Commander comments. Yeah, there's some weird casing in this name. So, Branch Commander comments. I really love your podcast. I don't understand where PF was coming from. He's an idiot. Also, it was great having Electrify on again.
I'm guessing PF is the dude that wanted to do a podcast, wanted our input, then decided to
Yes,
turn.
we're not going to mention his name, but
Yes.
I also recognize those initials as, like, if you were a dickhead, but not, you were something slightly connected to that. Yeah. So, yeah. But thank you, Branch Commander. Yeah. Fuck that guy, right? We gave him enough.
It was
airtime.
great. It was great having Electrify on.
Yes. And
I was really hoping he got his podcast up off the floor so that we can make fun of it.
But yeah, if that dickhead ever gets his podcast out there, we'll be sure to rate his. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. All right. Next up.
1 star.
Yeah, we already know the reviews, and this podcast blows. Like I've already written my 1-star review and my comment. So yes, yeah.
We are now stupider for listening to this.
Universal Tip asks, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Xbox and PlayStation mid-cycle refreshes?
I think it's a bad idea. I think it's really a poor decision by them. I understand where they're coming from. They probably want to generate some buzz and generate more revenue by selling more consoles, but they aren't even close to maximizing the abilities of the current console generation.
Absolutely.
It just seems
To me, it seems like it's almost like they are just trying to minimize to one SKU and get rid of everything else,
Yep.
and then just
Yep.
have the one. And then they can also get people who already bought it to buy it again, possibly, but then they'll just have the one. They don't have to spend as
Yep.
much money making the different ones. So, I
Yep.
mean, I think even we saw with the S how the issues it had with certain games where they used to say, hey, it can play everything that the X can,
But
which is
not
sort of true, but then it
anymore.
was holding stuff back. And so then they decided, well, it'll not have certain functions that the X has for this game, but we'll still put out the game. Then they won't have to deal with that anymore. It'll just be like, here's the Xbox. It's all digital.
It's just
Maybe
one
you
and
can
done.
buy an
Yeah.
add-on if you want for a drive, but otherwise it plays everything. You don't have to worry about it. So the same thing with PlayStation. They just have the one. I mean, we know they went modular. Maybe they'll keep doing modular for that. I don't know. Maybe the Xbox will too.
Yeah. Well, I guess kind of we should probably bring in Altius's question in this as well, just to cover both. Altius asks, "What are your thoughts on the PS5 Pro now the details have been leaked?" It's a mid-cycle thing. The details really haven't been leaked. We were talking about this before we started recording tonight. It's more of like hyperbole and rumors,
speculation. A lot of speculation still out there. So
yeah.
I mean, I'm hearing a lot of like 33 teraflops, 3 times as fast as the old one, but that's kind of all that I've seen.
No.
My other question is like previous generations, like they did a mid-cycle refresh because they wanted to pull the people from the prior generation that still hadn't upgraded,
that hadn't gone to the current,
but
from the past.
We're currently in a situation where most people that are still gaming are on the current generation. I don't think we have a huge swath of people still on the Xbox One X or whatever it was, or the PlayStation.
I think we do. Yeah,
I think we do because they all play, because it plays most of the same games. I think we kind of do.
It's
I mean, some of the newest stuff
they haven't cut the games over yet. It's not like we're not gonna put this out for like I'd
some
say
of them.
Half of the games come out only for current gen, but there's still like the other half still come out for the last gen. And I see it every week when I'm looking at the new releases and deciding which ones to talk about. And some are like Xbox Series blank, Xbox One blank, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and
so many.
Yeah, but the other half of the releases are just the next gen consoles. So until they make that complete transition, I think that this could be helpful. But the mid generation stuff is frustrating. Like if you remember last generation, like there was the PlayStation Pro and there was the Xbox Series X or the Xbox One X that, well, I guess technically Xbox had 2 mid-generation. They had the Xbox One S that was really only a 4K DVD player, Blu-ray player. And then they had the Xbox One X that was true 4K. But yeah,
I mean, true 4K to an extent, but I think
4K
that's
30.
kind of what what they did with those was, we want to have a system that plays 4K games. That's what our mid-cycle refresh is. But what's the mid-cycle refresh do here? I mean, everything's still 4K. Most of the games could do 4K 60 with some performance adjustments. So is it everything's 4K 60 plus quote 4K performance mode? But what does that even mean? Because you could make a game as performant as you want, and where's the limit? And so I don't know.
I think we're going to see more 4K, like uncapped frame rates and all that kind of stuff with this mid-generation refresh. so that
maybe 120 possibly.
yeah, cap it at 120.
Yeah, I don't think personally, I don't think you're going to see a console be unlocked.
Not uncapped,
Yeah.
but maybe 120.
Uncapped.
Yeah. But like even when the Series X came out, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's future proof for 8K," and I was like, "Is it though? Like it can't do."
It is if you want to play like Vampire Survivors at 8K, maybe. It's not talking about playing other stuff.
Yeah,
It's like Cyberpunk or something. No way.
No, certainly.
But also on the other side, like I know that the current generation you can play those higher res and higher refresh rates, but you have to have the HDMI 3. Have people upgraded the televisions over the last few years to get to that point where
Is there an HDMI 3 or is it 2.1?
There's not.
Or 2 point whatever,
2.1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
2.1.
what's 3?
I mean, I think that most people still are sitting on TVs that they've had for a while that they haven't upgraded to the ones that have that 2.1.
Not me.
Yeah.
I have.
I know you have
4 HDMI 2.1 inputs, and I can do 8K.
He's got 8K TVs in every room, and
Derek's actually got the 3.0 one. That's why I referenced it. So
yeah, technically my basement has actually a 85-inch 8K TV, and then directly across from and above the bar is a 55-inch 4K uncapped frame rate TV with HDMI 2.1. So
what do you do with one behind the bar?
Well, like if people are sitting at the bar, then they need to look at the other TV, not the big TV. So yeah,
you could just have a mirror there.
Okay, but then everything
a lot cheaper.
backwards. Yes. Well, I already bought it, so it was all wrapped in the cost.
He just meant to like have decor, not necessarily watch the TV. Maybe didn't need to watch the TV. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
where he puts his Bartesian menu. He's got it animated and he scrolls.
Yeah.
Now we have QR codes for the Bartesian menu. So yes, yeah.
You have like digital poster frames, like vertical TVs.
Yeah. Now, all of our coasters have the Bartesian thing on them, and they all have our shit on them, and yeah. So it's good.
But so I don't think that I don't really think much of this like mid-cycle refresh thing. I mean, yeah, they'll be nicer, but the amount of people that can really take advantage of the full power of them are going to be not a lot, and the amount of people that are going to upgrade just for that are probably going to be even fewer.
I'll probably just get one.
Yeah. I think it might be just more like, okay, we want to just minimize to one SKU and just get rid of everything else, and then sort of shift to PS5, PS5 and Xbox Series, and that's it. We're not doing anything on PS4 or Xbox One or anything anymore.
That's
just
the necessity to make this move forward. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not looking to upgrade my Xbox, and if it was a PlayStation that came out mid-cycle that was actually a reduction in price, where they trimmed out the fat and got it to a point where it was, a little bit more reasonably priced, I would think about that. But I'm pretty sure the PS5 Pro is not going to be cheaper than the current SKUs.
No, it's certainly not.
I don't think it's going to be over 500 though. I think 500 is kind of the sweet spot for. If you go past that, I think the public will revolt. Even though the PS3 launched at 600 and everyone freaked out. I mean, they still bought it, but a lot fewer than they would have if it was cheaper. They were. And that was in 2006. So now it's, 18 years later with inflation, that's probably about what we're paying now for consoles. But it still in your head sounds like too much. So I don't think that will be more than 500. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
All right. All right. I guess on that, why don't we move out of questions and feedback? If you have any questions and feedback, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we learn what we're playing? Selden, what have you been playing this week?
I have been playing nothing but quality titles. Playing a lot of Helldivers 2, helping out the humanity and saving Super Earth from the aliens and the robot invasion. The bugs are dying all over the place. Loving that game. It's a lot of fun, and I love the ever evolving storyline that's going on in it. It's that extraction type shooter. It's a mini. It's good. I like it. Get in, blast some shit, and get the hell out. Community is really good in that game too. Not a lot of shitheads out there playing the game, so everybody seems to be getting along and working with each other, so it's nice. Other than that, still playing through Pal World. They dropped an update on the Xbox, so it broke a couple things, but then they patched that up real quick. Still working my way up to max level on that and finishing out the bosses. Other than that, I jumped back into Diablo once it hit Game Pass.
Oh,
Playing that a little bit.
yeah.
Every now and then,
Thought
I
about
just want to
that.
get in and hack and slash some shit. So it's a lot of fun. And then on mobile, I've been playing Coffee Golf. They released an update for that recently on Coffee Golf. Coffee Golf is a daily golf game that you have to 5 holes that you have to try to play real quick. They're all on the same map, but they added a new little storyline method through it. So and then you can play head to head against some people and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun.
So when you're playing Coffee Golf, are you embarrassed? Like if someone sees you playing it?
No, not at
Yeah.
all. It's a fun game. You would probably get a good kick out of it. I mean,
Shadow appreciated that. Oh yeah, I would
I highly
never
recommend Coffee
download a
Golf.
game called Coffee Golf. No,
Coffee Golf is a great one of those, the shitter games. And you sit on the shitter, you knock out 5 holes in like 3 minutes, and you're done.
Maybe just knock out 5 shits in a minute and then be done.
Try it. You'll love it.
Ugh.
How about you, Brian? What have you been playing?
Tiramisu. I have been playing. I have been playing just retro consoles that I've been putting together. Not playing a ton, just kind of testing them out. I finished modding my Dreamcast that I got, so I put chip like a mod chip in it that you can put SD cards into to just pretty much play the whole library. So I've been kind of messing around with that. I just got one for my
Hey,
Saturn.
wait. Didn't you give me shit last week about the 901 cartridge that I got for the SNES, NES? But you're talking about sliding.
901 cartridge.
I
No,
couldn't remember this. No.
Mine is playing on original hardware. Do you have a SNES that you're plugging it into, or
No, I have one of those
the
Fake
retro
things.
the retro
Whatever,
card,
yeah.
the retro game systems.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you mod a SNES and come back and we'll talk. But so it's play. All it does is it's just an optical disc emulator. So it just says, "Hey, instead of the CD, here's the game instead," and it
Nice.
plays it just like the regular system does. So I've been playing that, and I got one for the Saturn too, and I'm modding that. The problem with the Dreamcast one is that you have to remove the drive, which I didn't want to do, but it's so small that's the only way you can do it. With the Saturn, you can get something where you can keep the disc drive in there and play the original games if you want to. Although it's funny because the Saturn is really expensive to collect for, and I'm not going to do it because those games are like crazy. I don't know why they're so expensive. I guess
Because they didn't make as many.
Yeah, the Saturn really wasn't that popular. So
Yep.
most of them are like Japanese games. But yeah, they're really nice cases. But yeah, I can't collect for those. The Dreamcast ones you can play burn discs. It does not care. It just lets you play
You could
burn
always
discs.
play burn discs on the
Yeah.
Dreamcast. I
It's
did
crazy
back
how
in
it
the
does
day,
that.
20-something years ago. Yeah.
And I mean, back then, I guess people didn't have disc burners in '99, pretty much.
I did.
I mean, I might
Yeah.
have, but not most people, or they just forgot about it, and it was gonna fail anyway. So,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other stuff I've been doing. The past weekend, not this last one, the weekend before, I went to the Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee with my
Yes.
son.
Willy
And he's
Wonka.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's for the Great Land. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Black
I'm
Hawk
glad
for the Great Land or
you
something.
had me there. Yes.
So we went up on Sunday, which was Family Day, and so, there's a lot more kids there. It's really cool. It's like 3 floors of this convention center, and the bottom floor it's kind of separated. So the bottom floor is like a bunch of people who want to play like board games and card games in person. Like if you want to play Magic, or you want to play, I guess maybe Pokemon,
yeah.
but mostly like Magic and
Like
stuff like
tabletop
that.
stuff, and
And you can do like tabletop games where you set up the whole like all your painted pieces and stuff like that. All sorts of rooms for that. They had a whole room dedicated to people who are modding their retro consoles into handhelds. So you'd have like a handheld
nice.
N64 built out of original N64 parts and just with a new screen on it, and game cubes and crazy stuff. Like
What was the guy that used to do that stuff? Was his name Ben Q?
there's a Ben Venn who does like screen stuff.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
was
I'm
a guy
ordering a lot
that
of things
converted
from.
all his consoles to like handhelds, and he was like,
Oh,
I watched all his
could
shit for
be.
years and years. Yeah.
He might have been there. There was a lot of stuff like that. You kind of
Nice.
go, wow, because they do like a Wii and you cut it down and it's so small. Like the actual piece they need to actually run the game is so small on the board that you can just stick it into like a Game Boy size. It's crazy.
Nice.
So that was great. And then like the second floor was a bunch of like retro arcade stuff. Or I don't know. There was a bunch of floors. The top floor was the main place that just had a whole room full of vendors, and another whole room full of just all sorts of gaming museum stuff. So every single console basically that was ever made, you could play it there. It was just
Nice.
set up at a TV. You could play it. The whole back of it was all arcade machines and pinball machines, just gigantic. Like think of it like if you go to like an auto show, it's like that, but just
Nice.
games.
Yeah, I saw some of your pictures, man. I was like, oh, that looks so much fun.
Yeah, I should have taken more pictures. It was crazy. My son got tired after about 5 hours, and we had about 2 left, so I couldn't really play the stuff in the back there. So we left, but it was worth it. It was really fun. So if anybody ever has a chance to go to that, I think it's in Milwaukee every year about this time. So check it out. Recommend it.
Nice.
Yeah. So I guess I was playing those games. So that's what I played.
Yeah,
How
PAX
about you,
always
Derek?
does one of those retro rooms too, where they have like all the
Yeah.
consoles and everything else, and yeah, so
Nice.
yeah, any of these like cons, like just step out and try something out. Get out of your comfort zone. Try,
Yeah.
go somewhere. Try something, and you'll be surprised what's there. So,
Yeah. So what'd you play, Dave?
on my front, it's been a busy couple weeks. I played some Party Animals with Tiff and my good buddy Mike Scott, GBMS.
You
that
embarrassed
game
when you
is-
play that?
No, I'm certainly not, because it's popular and it's on Xbox Game Pass. Not like Coffee Golf that no one's ever fucking heard of. But anyway, that game was
Ouch.
that game was pretty fun. It was like a decent twist, like because normally like when we play the three of us, like we're doing like Fall Guys or some of that shit. So this was definitely a like Fall Guys on acid kind of thing. So it was fun. And then after Tiff went to bed, we played some Madden, because somehow the free trial thing for EA Play is broken with Madden, and we just have like unlimited hours of free play on Madden. So I don't understand it. Neither of us have bought the game, but
Yeah, I heard they were fixing that. I think it's a known issue, and I think I heard that they were trying to patch that up.
okay, so we're not the only people that discovered
Yeah.
this. Yes, yeah. So it's been fun. Like I would have bought Madden to keep playing, but then every time we went back, like we just had unlimited time, and we're like, oh, okay. Like even one night, I went to bed and left the game running on the console, and then came back the next day, and I still had time. So yeah, I didn't understand it,
Weird.
but yeah, both of those were super fun. But that's all I played this week. So.
Cool.
All right. Well, on that, why don't we hop on over to new releases since our last show? First new release out was Turbo Golf Racing, out for the Xbox and the PC. This game is kind of like Rocket League meets golf.
This came out a while ago. I remember maybe it was a different game like this, but
no, this was on Steam early access for a while, but it just came out 2 weeks ago. So yeah, you're driving down a golf course, you're hitting giant balls, trying to get them in the hole. So it's kind of like Rocket League meets golf. Looks pretty fun. I may actually try it. All right. Next new release out this week is Final Fantasy 16, The Rising. And Final Fantasy always has to use the Roman numerals. So like you have to like think in your head, and you're like, what the fuck number is that? It's 16.
Does
Okay.
it take you that long to figure that out, though?
It shouldn't, because I'm a math and computer science guy, but it does slow me down, especially after.
You're not a Roman
Yeah,
guy.
No,
You
I'm
just-
not. I'm not Roman. No.
Okay.
So Final Fantasy 16, The Rising Tide. This is a add-on to Final Fantasy 16, only out right now on the PlayStation. I have no interest in this, just like every other Final Fantasy game. Like, they all suck. But
now, if they were to release a new Final Fantasy like tomorrow, the one that's never been, what number are we on?
I think 20?
16. What do you mean?
Like, what's
because
the
they're
Final
always like the
Fantasy number that's the
remaster or
last
turbo
one? Yeah.
edition or whatever, but now
Or
it's like
all these add-ons. Yeah. What
They're
Final
add-ons
Fantasy
to
do we
old-
actually leave off at?
Well, so we had X and then X2, which that kind of counts as 10, 11 to me. But then they had an 11, so maybe we're on 17. I know they had 13, 13-2, and 13-3, right? So then we're on like 19.
No one counts like this, Shadow. No one.
I
They
don't
have the
play
same
those
naming
games.
culture as the Xboxes. It's like,
I stopped
my
playing
fiction.
Final Fantasies around 7.
Oh,
And I'm
okay,
playing
so-
I played the Rebirth one, or I played the Rebirth one, and now I'm playing the I'm gonna play the new one. Oh wait. Remake. I'm gonna play Rebirth when it goes on sale. But otherwise, yeah, like I like the first, well, I liked 6 a lot. And then 7 I played, but the 8 I didn't like, and then 9 I do want to play, but I feel like 9 needs a remake because it's still a little antiquated with it's the last one for PS1. If they could remake that one, I would be happy because that's more medieval setting. It's more like the older ones. If you actually ever liked the old ones, which doesn't sound like you did.
No, I never liked
But
any of them.
but if anyone likes the older style, I think that would be the one ripe for remake because it's not like this new like glossy like Japanese pop looking stuff, which most of them were until I think 16 is kind of back to the medieval setting, although I have not played it. And I don't know how it reviewed really. It seems like it kind of just fell straight off a cliff when it came out.
So I guess the moral of the story here is like join our Discord and chat with Shadow about Final Fantasy games because no one
anything
else
before like
knows anything about
97.
them.
So
like, is this
anything
one of
the
those
last
ones
like
where you
25
have to go
years
to like a
and-
Wikipedia to find out what order you need to play them in if you want to follow the storyline?
No,
yes.
each one is completely separate from each other, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, they're all separate but stupid. Yes. All right. And then and then there were a lot of games that had already been out on the Xbox and the PC that were exclusives that are now going to either PlayStation or PlayStation and Switch. Dave the Diver, Grounded, and Planet of Lana. We're not going to talk about any of those. They've already been out for years or years and years. But now they're to the shitty consoles. So enjoy yourself if all you got is shit. So
No, I mean, I hope they do well, and I hope that PlayStation players, especially like Grounded, I mean, and Sea of Thieves when they get that, or they already have it. Either way, like I hope their player base really takes on these games and enjoys them as much as us on Xbox were able to enjoy them. So
Yeah, I would like to play Dave the Diver, and if it goes under one of these other systems, it's possible that it will go on sale somewhere, and maybe I'll grab it then. It just seems like everyone talks about it all the time. Sounds like a good game, but yeah, I'm just so busy with other stuff right now. I'm not going to buy pretty much any new games until Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door comes out, which I've already paid for. So that's the end of May.
So you've already bought a new game,
Yeah,
technically,
a while
yes,
ago.
Yeah.
Well, I did you don't play the Switch, so you don't know. Maybe you do know, I don't know. But the Switch has this thing where you can buy 2 games for $100 and you can just pick whichever ones you want. And normally they're $60 each. So if you go, I want 2 of these $60 games in this year, it's within 12 months.
Yeah,
You just put down $100 and you can buy 2, you pick whichever games you want, even pre-order them. And so basically you get them for $50 pop, which is nice if you have 2 games within that amount of time that you want to buy. So I don't know, helps you save some money if you want to. I ordered this and I ordered Luigi's Mansion 2 remake, which my son will like to play. So
yeah, I'm not good with money. Like I just like I think we've covered this here before. If I want something, I'll buy it. If I don't, I won't. Yeah, I'm not a good judge. So yeah, I probably would have skipped that deal.
do you still play for Nintendo Online?
Oh yeah, totally. Every year, full family plan. Yep.
both Switches.
Oh, and my son's Switch too. Yeah. He's part of the plan. That's pretty much who I'm paying for. Yeah. And I'm not
Yo,
sure
dog, I heard you like spending money. Well, you can spend money while you're not even playing it.
All right.
I believe I pay a subscription to collect dust.
How many streaming services do you pay for that you don't even watch?
Oh, it's so many.
So many.
We should have that company that looks at your subscriptions and eliminates them for you.
No, I don't need that. No, I need all my subscriptions. I need more. So, All right. On that,
Gym memberships.
no gym memberships. No,
I want to
no.
quit the gym. I want to quit the gym.
I've signed up for 4 different gyms just because I didn't want to cancel all the other ones.
All right. So that moves us out of new releases, and we'll head on over into gaming news. If you're in chat right now, you want us to discuss something, just drop it in chat. Otherwise, we'll continue on and just go with what we're doing. First story. Nintendo skipping Gamescom. So, Gamescom, huge German show. Everybody goes, even after everybody dropped out of E3 and things started dropping out of PAX and PAX East and PAX West. And so this is kind of unheard of that Nintendo would bail out on Gamescom. I don't know if this is like a sign of things to come or if it's just a continuation of what we already seen here in the US, but that German market is fierce and everybody goes to Gamescom, even all the places that dropped out of all the US shows. So, yeah, this is a little interesting to me.
It's a little disconcerting, but it's the next domino to fall. I mean, E3 was really the big first chunk to fall. Like that was everybody used to go, publicists, publication, public reporters, everybody used to go to E3, and that's gone away. PAX is really starting to fade, and
so you think we're going to see Tokyo Game Show go next?
It's only a matter of time, I think, before because they're starting to realize that they don't need to go to these game shows. I think a lot of these guys, because of how connected we are and everything else, they can do their own shows for a lot cheaper. Like it's the next domino to fall is how I'd put it. So,
well, I feel like it's likely because they don't want to announce the Switch 2 yet, and if they don't do that, what are they going to talk
What's
about?
the point about going? Yeah.
No, it's too early for that. And they don't want to announce it yet, so they're just not going to go. Because otherwise, they just have stuff that's coming out. They have the Thousand Year Door remake. They have Luigi's Mansion 2 remake coming out. And those are May and June. And then after that, I don't think they really have much.
I can't think of anything on the calendar, no.
Yeah. So I think that they're just kind of waiting it out. They said they're going to do stuff throughout Germany in like little play events, different places. But to go to Gamescom, you probably need like a big announcement or something. And they likely don't have that yet that they want to do. So, I mean, when is Gamescom again? Normally?
I think in October. No.
Okay.
I think September, October timeframe, but
okay. I mean, it seems like they seem to just with the systems when they announce them, it's almost like it's coming in 3 months or something. Like they do it pretty close to when they're going to release them. So I don't think they're going to want
to. August 21st.
Yeah, there you
21st, 25th. Yeah. So
that would, if we're talking like, if we're talking spring, you're talking maybe March, April. So then it's like 7 months ahead of time. They're not going to do that. They're not going to announce that far ahead. I don't think so. That's probably what the issue is. They're like, well, we don't have anything to say, so we're just not going to go. I don't think it really bodes anything at all.
It's not like a.
Wasn't Nintendo the first to pull out of E3, or was it Xbox?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they
because then they started doing the Nintendo Directs, and I think there's
and then PlayStation.
Yep.
And I think Xbox was last.
Yeah, Microsoft stayed the longest, and then they had their own theater at
you can't really say Xbox left E3 because they just went next door. So,
yes, yeah,
they were still presenting.
They did their own thing at the Staples Center. Yep. So
I just think it's lining up with everything that's happened here in the U.S. I don't see it as a good sign. So,
well, they just lasted so many more years than we did here, where people didn't want to pull out of Gamescom. They didn't want to pull out of Tokyo Game Show. So it is a bit different, but now maybe it's just like catching up with the Piper. So, yeah.
Yep.
Hope not, but
all right.
I think they'll be fine. Go ahead.
I'll go ahead and take this one since it's my game. Pal World's upcoming arena mode looks a lot like Pokemon PvP with guns. Obviously, Pal World was thrown into that whole Pokemon with guns initially, but now they're bringing in a battle arena, so they're bringing in PvP finally, so that it's going to be very set up like a Pokemon battle. So it's a good evolution of the game. I think it's going to bring a little bit of life back to it because they've lost a lot of people. But I think bringing this in is going to definitely help generate a little bit more interest on that. So,
have they been losing people?
From the initial day, yeah, they've lost a ton of people since the initial big interest in the game. So,
okay, I haven't been really closely following, so.
No, I have not either. I have no real opinion here. Although, I mean, it had that huge influx because it was free and it was new. And it's like, what is this? Oh, it's like Pokemon. I want to check it out. I mean, I downloaded it. I logged in one of the first days, but then I kind of told myself, oh, wait, it's like Pokemon. I don't care. So I just stopped playing. And that might be what other people did too. And they thought, well, it's free, so I'll check it out. I mean, and that's fine. Or people might have gone, oh, this isn't what I wanted it to be. But I think overall, it's just more than like, hey, it's free. We'll download it for free. We'll check it out. And then the people who actually want to play it is going to be fewer than that, most likely, unless something changes what like Fortnite did, or it was like it blew up.
Completely changed their formula. Yep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just all your Seldons. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean the last updates they started introducing more of a raid mechanic on the bosses and stuff like that. So they are, it is still a preview game, so there is a lot of changes still coming to it. So we'll see what happens. See if it can draw that attention and keep it going for years. So
fair enough. Next story.
All right. So first off, I want to say, do you guys say Ubisoft or Ubisoft?
I always say Ubisoft.
I'm with the Ubi.
Yeah, I say that too, but I hear Ubisoft all the time. So anyway,
I hear that from users.
Yeah. Ubisoft is deleting the crew from players' libraries, reminding us we own nothing. The company's pulling licenses from paying customers, not the servers have shut down. I mean, that kind of says it all, but I guess I kind of want to get your input after I give my input on this. It's a game that is online only, period, right? So if the servers are down, you cannot play it. So what is the difference that they're taking it out of your library? Obviously, they're going to take it out of your library because then they don't have to support it. They don't want to get support requests for a game that doesn't work. So why wouldn't they? People are freaking out about that.
Like I go back to like one of the original MMOs that I used to play a lot was Ultima Online. And Ultima Online had a great run initially, but then they started taking down their servers and people started modding so that they could run their own servers. And the game lived 3 or 4 times longer than it ever did. And Ultima was getting nothing from it. So,
but a racing game though, I don't know. Are people really going to do that?
I think that's like actually, I'm going to tag this into our next story because they're both kind of the same. And it's exactly what Seldon is saying. So my buddy Cliffy B, Lawbreakers is staging an unofficial comeback 5 years after, and its makers shut it down. So, like, this is exactly what Seldon was saying. Like, so Lawbreakers went away. It was a fantastic fucking game. It was Cliffy B and I's makeup game. We became buds again. We did stuff together again. And then he shut down Boss Key and shut down Lawbreakers. And then some offshoot people found a way to build a new client launcher to get it to work again. And sure, it's not exactly the same, and it's not, but it's like there's rebalancing issues that need to happen. There's some bugs and shit that came out of this, but even Cliffy B tweeted about this. He thinks this is fantastic. So this is like what Seldon was saying about Ultima Online. Like it's not always when you're done, you're done. Like you can't delete the game because someone may figure out a way to make the game keep working. And like everybody that has I still have Lawbreakers on this PC. I have it on my laptop. I have it on tons of machines because it was a fucking fantastic game. But when someone deletes it from your PC, that prevents this sort of thing from happening.
It's protecting their IP also, because as you said, like Ultima Online, there was a billion different servers that you could play on. Some of them were absolute shit, and you'd be like, I never want to play this game again. This could happen with the Crew also. Like somebody could mod it, create a new launcher, and then all of a sudden it's the Fortnite type of cars and they're like, no, this is our IP. We don't want you fucking with this shit. We're gonna pull it because we may eventually drop a new The Crew game out, and we don't want people having a bad taste in their mouth from.
No, there's two sides to it. Like for everyone that loved Ultima Online, there was Lord British that was like, "Oh, this bullshit sucks. Someone killed me." Like, yeah, sure, someone killed you because you didn't have like all your protections in place. So, like, but I do think this is good for gaming, and yeah.
Wait, you think it's good that they're deleting it from people's hard drives, or
no? I think
it's good for people that get the game to live on past its lifespan.
To live on past its original life cycle, yes. So deleting it is not fair because there may be a way to keep it alive. And look at Lawbreakers. Like, no one kept it alive. It's being, like, resuscitated. Like, oh! Like, people are throwing the paddles on it right now, and they're bringing them back to life, and, like... And people are excited about this. So yeah, I just don't I don't think this is right to remove the actual software. Like, it's one thing if the server shuts down, it's another thing to remove the software.
So, but if you're able to, like, say The Crew is something where you can't even get into the game, you can't even open the game if there's no online server connected to it, then the only way you could do that is if you're like hacking the game, which why would they support that you're hacking a game, you know? I don't know what Lawbreakers is. I mean, I could see
it's
here
the same thing. Yes.
It's like a third-person shooter. Like,
no, it's a first-person
shooter. Sorry, first-person shooter. But I don't know how that worked. Maybe you could open up the game, you could walk around, but you couldn't do anything because I don't know.
You couldn't even open the game until this stuff just happened. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, like Selden said, we're protecting the IP. I could see how they go, well, I don't want you hacking your game.
But your IP is gone. Like, you've already given up on it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but
Bosky,
legally they still own it, but yes.
I know, but in the case of Bosky, like, they shut down the company, they shut down the servers, they shut down everything. Like, so why not let people run these, like, weird servers? Like, even Activision Blizzard, like, so World of Warcraft, once they switched to their new model of servers, like, people ran legacy servers that would let you play the old versions of World of Warcraft. And
Blizzard, I think it's already set up for it that way, though, right? Like, it's set up to allow you to create that.
Well, now
it's part of the game.
Now it is.
It wasn't before?
No. So
okay.
Yeah, so people would download the old clients and play on these, like, knockoff servers that people had cloned and everything else. And now Blizzard is like, oh yeah, you can play World of Warcraft. Sorry, fucking cameras. This was so much easier when it's just a podcast. They could play World of Warcraft, or they could play like the legacy World of Warcraft. And now they support that, but that was driven primarily because the community had figured out a way to, like, let people use old clients and connect to fake servers. So
yeah, like, wasn't there a run for a while in World of Warcraft where people are buying up the server blades that from the old servers just so that they could
reuse them? Yes, yep. So
wow,
yeah, this is
The Crew that big of a deal that people are going to do that sort of thing?
I didn't give a shit about The Crew, but I'm just sticking up for gamers in general. So
all right. Yeah, no, I get your point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still like people playing Phantasy Star Online on Dreamcast and such.
Oh
still,
yes, yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
So there's that. I just didn't
with
realize
their dial-up Dreamcasts. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they have LANs, but those LANs cost like $150 for one of those ports. It's
Oh,
crazy.
nice.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a good point with that. So
All right. So
I
we'll
don't
see
know,
what
man.
happens. We'll see how this plays out, I guess,
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
moral of the story. But yeah, like people think they want to kill something and then players want to keep it alive, and somewhere in the twain
But you
they
don't
shall
own,
meet.
but you're buying thing digital, you don't own it.
Wow.
That's
Well,
just how it is. And
that is how it
you either
is.
accept it or you buy physical until physical isn't beta anymore, and then you got to install the physical discs anyways. They're still digital, still
Yeah.
downloading them.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe laws need to change, but we won't get into that.
All right. Next story.
All right, I'll take this one. Destiny 2 is finally fixing an issue that has plagued players for 7 years. And no, it's not bringing back your sunsetted weapons from Destiny 1.
Is it finding where Xur is easier?
They are fixing the HUD. Something probably nobody asked for, but hey, in the next expansion, they're fixing the HUD on your screen so that it's taking up less screen space and real estate. Like,
that's good.
There's not that many people still playing Destiny 2, right?
No, there's still a shitload.
You don't think so? I think there is.
Yeah, there's tons. But this fix it's a long time coming. Even when we played Selden, this was like where you could only see 4 buffs or debuffs at any given time. And then you didn't know when like a debuff was falling off or a buff was falling off. So you can only see the most recent 4. So they've changed this now to be able to give you insight into all of your buffs and debuffs. So it was kind of a shitty bug, and it's kind of shitty that they let it sit around for 7 years. Like, it's fucked up, right?
I guess, but are we going back to our raid party on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights?
We're certainly not.
It's not about you, Chris.
I'm like, I'll dust off my Destiny 2. I'll reinstall the damn thing if we're going to go back and play.
I'm not reinstalling it. Certainly not. No.
It takes like 150 gigs. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You gotta really want to play that.
Yeah, and I don't. Yes.
Yeah.
But this is the final DLC for Destiny 2, right? I mean,
well, that's what they keep saying.
Who
This is
knows?
the third
That,
final.
right?
This is the third final DLC. So take it as you will.
Well, this is the end of their 10-year plan, right? Destiny is supposed to be like a new game.
Games as a service.
New game added
Yes,
every like
yes,
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, I do look back at Destiny 2 and I miss the game, but it was I think getting back into it at this point it's just out of the question.
No, it's out of no, certainly not. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't miss the game. The shooting was fun, but the game, the whole like lore was just so convoluted. And I like convoluted stuff usually, but I had no idea what was going on half the time, and I didn't know why I was doing things. So
No, you never.
that's a whole other
Yes,
whole other topic. But yeah, it sucks because it seems like a game I would really like to play, but I just fell right off of it. So
Yep.
oh well.
All right.
okay.
Next story.
20 Halo novels are eligible for Amazon's buy 2 get 1 free sale on Amazon. So if you
pick this story,
if you really want, I just picked one. Sorry. We all played a lot of Halo over the past few decades and changed, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's got a lot of, you got 10, well, we all have. There's a lot of novels there. So 20 novels, you can just go to Amazon, buy 2 get 1, might as well. If you like Halo novels, check it out. Derek, did you add this?
I did. I added all of these. Nobody added.
Do you have anything to talk about with this?
Oh, certainly not. No.
No,
but I knew
news.
that this was the story you were going to pick for some reason.
I was just kind of like no one was talking, so I grabbed one. I haven't actually read any of these.
Yeah,
so.
I read a couple of them early on, and just it's they're not masterpieces by far. You really got to be into the geekdom to really appreciate the novels. And like, I followed the universe and everything like that, and it was good, but it was just like this is just they were hard reads, like. So I'm gonna probably pass on it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Me too. I
Um,
don't. Yeah, I still haven't even started the Halo TV show yet. So
Oh, you told
Oh my
us you were gonna
God.
do that.
I know I've been too busy.
You lied. All
Too
right.
busy.
I'll take
Next
this
story.
one. Rockstar quietly bumps up GTA Online subscription price. Now, granted, this is like for more than just GTA Online, but still, they bumped it up from $6 a month to $8 a month, which is like, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's paramount to a 25% increase in cost. So
Yeah, 33%.
depends
You know.
on how you do the math. Yes, yeah.
$2
they're
out of
probably
$6.
They're probably
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
close to crunch time for GTA 6 or whatever. So it's like they got to earn a couple more bucks to get that thing out the door, maybe. Because they don't
Fair.
have like the bank of the world right now already.
Yeah.
They're getting people used to the higher price before before 6
Yeah,
drops.
before you bust it out and you're like, "Fuck you, you're fucked." Yeah. So
Yeah, it'll be easier to swallow if it's already $8 for a year by the time you get to GTA 6 and you come back to the game. So
Is it a month? Or is it a
that's a
year?
month. Yeah, no, that's a month.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
$8 a month. Okay. I didn't
Yep.
even know it cost. I thought it was just part of the game. And you just paid like for all your other stuff, your points and whatever.
no, they definitely charge you by the month. So
Wow.
yeah, there's other subscription services I'd rather have. So.
Kind of surprised they're even doing a 6 and they're not just making everything online because that's where they make all their money now.
it kind of is where they make all their money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't look for any of their Rockstar games other than GTA or maybe Red Dead. And
Red
GTA
Dead, yeah.
or Red Dead.
Red Dead
GTA
Online. Yes, like yeah.
That's
The
all they do
52
anymore.
billion hard copies of the game that they sold probably is kind of enticing to throw another game out there. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, next story.
Oh, I guess that's me. Baldur Gate 3 continues its award streak with 4 BAFTAs wins, including Best Game. Hey, congratulations, Baldur.
You
Ooh.
got through that
Hey.
sentence. Yes, yeah.
Have you guys played that yet?
No.
No. I
No,
wanted
I
to, but
haven't
I'm
either.
too much on the
No.
library to get to it. So.
I'm going to eventually, and now that it's on console, I definitely will. But again, too much to do right now. So I still have to finish God of War, Ragnarok, which I have not yet, and that's kind of my next thing to do because I don't want to just leave that hanging. Because if I do, I'll never go back to it. So, but Baldur's Gate 3, I mean, I have friends who bought that, who love it, who are really into D&D. I'm not into D&D, like not that I don't like it, I just haven't gotten into it, so I don't know about it too much, but it seems like it's up my alley. So I'll definitely give it a shot.
No, I played the early Baldur's Gate games, but like not to this point. No.
Well, good for them. I know that the voice acting was supposed to be really good, so I'm sure that's one thing they won at least.
Nice.
4 BAFTA awards. What'd they win?
Awards.
I know. Best game,
Fabulous
best
awards.
They won
best game, best music, best narrative, and
Yeah.
best performer in a supporting role. So
Yeah.
best performer, that was Andrew Wincott, voice
It's
of Baldur
impressive
Gates.
either way. Like to
Raphael.
win that many awards at the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
What do you think holds more weight, BAFTAs or the VGAs?
BAFTAs,
BAFTAs, right?
because it's not fucking
Because the VGAs are all commercial purchases, right?
yes.
Yeah. But who has heard of BAFTA versus who've heard of the VGAs?
The people
How
in
many
Britain
people?
have heard of the BAFTAs, definitely. Yeah,
And the rest of the world has heard of the VGAs.
I guess. Yeah. That's a good point. Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Yeah.
Yeah. Not that they're better or worse. It's just how much are they in the public eye? So
Yeah, I gotcha.
all right. Final story. Overwatch 2 introduces harsher punishments for players who leave mid-match. It will soon be easier to play with friends, no matter their ranks, as well. I don't play Overwatch 2. Do you guys play Overwatch at all?
Well,
I
I
played
don't.
the first
Selden
one.
probably does, but
Nobody
I
plays
don't.
Overwatch 2.
Really? Okay.
My kids say
The first one was very, very popular. So, but it didn't it get upgraded to Overwatch 2? Like it was just
yeah,
you can't play
everything.
Overwatch
Yeah, now
Origins
that
anymore.
now
It's just
only
Overwatch 2.
Overwatch is just Overwatch 2.
That's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
weird. And that's the whole like you don't own your games type of thing, right? It's like, well, I
yeah,
don't have Overwatch Origins anymore. It's just Overwatch 2 now.
yeah.
Can't play the original one. So do people complain about that, I wonder? Or if they just like Overwatch 2. But apparently no
Who
one's playing it,
knows?
so maybe not.
It's just my
I do
opinion
like
that nobody's playing it. There could be a bunch of people playing it, but
I do like the harsher punishments for leaving mid match because I hated
Oh,
that with
I think
Halo.
this is the greatest thing ever. Like they've
Yeah.
gone so overboard with the amount of punishment that happens, right?
Right? Which
Yeah.
on which one? Or on this?
Yes,
Or on
yeah,
that
on
one?
this, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So people playing unranked games want people to join queue for 5 minutes after leaving 2 of their last 20 games. I mean, that's fine. They'll leave at least 10 of the last 20, they'll be suspended for 48 hours. That's kind of harsh. But if you leave half your games in the middle, then you don't get to play for 2 days. Just think
Yeah,
about it.
that's
I don't know. I think that's kind of okay.
yeah, like
I
Um,
do too.
you've heard game companies like threaten to do this kind of action before, but like even like Halo had like during the beta they had that the timeout timer that would count down if you left mid match for the next game and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah, but
nobody
that wasn't
stepped up
like
to 48 hours.
yeah, that wasn't like days. No.
The annoyance was if you had like a bad connection and you just got booted accidentally, or it was just a bad server,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you tried to get back in, and it's like, no, you can't join for 10 minutes or whatever it was,
Yeah.
and all the rest of your friends were sitting there, and you couldn't join them, so you just had to wait. Which I mean, I get it, and they can't decide whether or not you did it on purpose or by accident, or their servers screwed up, but it can suck. But you just kind of have to deal with it, I guess. I noticed that this said also that if you're leaving competitive games in Overwatch 2, 10 times out of the last 20, it will ban you for the rest of the season. Which I don't know how long that is, but a
That's
season
the
sounds like
biggest
a lot.
ban ever. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, that play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Don't do that, and you will be fine. And you can, I mean, you can tell if you're leaving 10 of the last 20, it's on purpose.
Yeah.
You're just saying,
You're
oh,
just bailing
we're
out every time you're
losing,
losing.
I'm
And yes,
leaving.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but then you could go, well, maybe I'll just stay here and I won't do anything. And do they boot you for not moving, that sort of thing? Because they did that with Halo, where it was like idle. I think if you didn't have any controller inputs, they would consider you idle and they just booted
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Which I think is good because people would just jump into games to get experience and then just sit there and do something else, or they'd rubber band their controller so they moved around and
So
not
you're
shoot
spinning
anybody.
in circles and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so many problems. So, like I said, haven't played Overwatch 2, but with Halo, I think it's a good idea. So it's probably the same thing here.
Selden, any extra comments?
No, I think it's a ballsy move by them to make to throw that kind of a ban on somebody. But if nobody's playing the game, how many people are they banning?
It literally brings the ban hammer. So yes, yeah.
No one's playing the game, so I guess it's not a problem.
Yeah. All right. Well, if any of you have stories you want us to talk about, give us a call 773-527-2961. This is Shadow's favorite part of the show. Comment in this episode thread and the whole oh my god!
Wow!
On the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors. Remember, by supporting our sponsors, you help support Tool to Play. So, give us some shekels. Give us an email, a call, whatever. Let us know what you want to sell. We'll sell it for you. You'll pay us, and then we'll go from there. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool Player at twitter.com/Tool to Play. That's Shadow's favorite part. You can find everything podcast ready at twitter.com/still_got_game. Facebook, the fuck of us, facebook.com/Tool to Play. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool to Play. And our YouTube channel has, it's like our DVR, it's like our on demand. Selden, do you have any special channels you want to talk about?
No, but our channel is like a new episode every Monday. If you missed an old episode, you can go back there and watch any of the 500 plus shows out there.
All right, yeah. There's also other shows on there. Like Selden at one point did Selden was a pioneer. He did a show using the Kinect camera. And
highly produced.
Yeah, it was not highly produced. It was just using the Kinect camera. But he did a show using a device that's no longer sold. So, show him some love. Just see what's going on. Take a look at it. Check out the camera angles. See whatever. He was a pioneer. Please,
Words got me.
Please rate and review the podcast on iTunes.
My OnlyFans channel.
Oh yeah. So yes, yeah. His OnlyFans channel. He also records on his Kinect camera. So you fucked me up. Please rate and review the podcast on iTunes. Give us 5 stars if you got an extra couple seconds. Write a nice review. Just like we talked about earlier tonight when we're gonna shit on. I'm scrolling up. On Penis Faces podcast.
Oh, you said his name.
Oh, I didn't mean to. Dickheads podcast. Yeah, we're gonna shit on Dickhead. A 1 star and a shit review, but for us, 5 stars and a good review. So, it is what it is. We also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/still_got_game. That's twitch.tv/still_game. That's one of the many places we broadcast each and every week. And we have a Discord channel. We talked about this earlier during the show as well. That's discord.me/stillgotgame. That's discord.me/stillgotgame. Shadow will be there for you. He will, if you need tax advice, he'll give it to you.
I'll be there for you.
Oh, and he sang.
Every day.
He did sing.
24 hours.
Yeah.
25/7.
Oh, wow. He's even doing that extra hour when, the calendar resets.
He falls back every day.
It's a leap out.
So go there. Shadow's there. Selden's there 90% of the time. I'm there 10% of the time. Tiff's there 5% of the time. But yeah, discord.me/stillgotgame. So let's jump on our per person pimping. Selden, what do you got to pimp this week?
Not much. You can just follow my socials and see what's going on in my life, and comment on it and tell me how awesome it is. You can find any of my social links at Linktree under Selden 007.
Cool. Is it my turn?
Now
Hey,
Oh, Selden was supposed to set you up for this, but yes, yeah.
just
hey,
sitting
Shadow,
down.
what do you got? What are you pimping?
Oh, there he
well,
goes. Yeah.
What I have is today I'm gonna pimp Extra Life again. So extra-life.org, which is in support of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. I have a buddy who's playing this year it's in December, but his page is already up for this December. He's playing for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. It's Dan E. He's Osseo Beer, Osseo_beer, Harry Potter, Osseo, come here,
nice.
beer.
Yeah.
If you search for his name on there under Dan space E, he's the 5th down, and it's got a beer with some wands over it. You'll see him. But it's in December, so hey, if you want to jump in there anytime this year and donate some towards that, towards the goal is 3,000 right now. It's at 150. So, but he's on a team, and he's been doing that for 10 years. So I always donate to him every year. It
Nice.
just helps out the kids, and he gets to play some games and works for everybody. So that is what I'm going to pimp today.
Very nice.
How about you, Derek?
I'm always doing juvenile diabetes. I'm doing American Cancer Society. So that's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. That's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. All of my links are there. including the show links. So any of the things we talked about earlier, they're all on my link tree. So go there, follow some shit, give some money, throw some shekels someone's way, because it's the right thing to do. All right, so I want to remind you, you can join us each and every night. You can join us each and every Monday night, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/tooltoplay, facebook.com/tooltoplay, twitch.tv/still_got_game, x.com/tooltoplay, and kick.com/stillgotgame. And on
if it's
that
a Monday and we're not there, you just stay there and you wait longer, and we will be there.
And we'll eventually be there. Yes.
Yeah.
And on that, why don't we wrap this? Maybe we'll be here next week. Maybe we won't episode up. I'm Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden 007 Selden.
And I am Brian Shadow Emmerich.
Give to our charities.